Hey everyone, my name is Rob. Welcome to my YouTube channel called The Movie Vault. Let's talk about movies. I'm back with another video in my discussion series here today. I picked up this fantastic Carole Lombard Collection Volume 1 from Kino Lorber. This was only the second order from Kino Lorber I picked up. This has some really fantastic artwork here. The black and the purple and the white, I really love it here. On the back you get the tree movie, the original artwork, and kind of a brief description. I'm going to do this discussion video today a little bit different. I'm going to talk about the three movies in this box set in one video, in one kind of long form discussion here. So yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy this. Let's get into the video. So the first movie in the box set here by Kino Lorber is Fast and Loose. This one here, awesome artwork on this. I really like these this old school kind of you know, the paint and drawn artwork on the front here. The back you get a couple of stills and the usual kind of description and stuff. Let me kind of talk quickly about technical info on this one here. 1930, this was originally released. This is a pre-code movie, black and white, 70 minutes long, 1.20 to 1 aspect ratio. So you'll get black bars left and right of your screen. And my player says this is a DTS stereo track, but it's a mono movie. It's the audio track on this one. Bonus contents, there is a couple of trailers. That's pretty much it. There's nothing more to talk about on this one, Fast and Loose. Let me kind of give you a brief description here. Carole Lombard, Miriam, Hopkins and Frank Morgan star in Fast and Loose, a raucous and romantic pre-code comedy. The two children of the wealthiest man on Long Island kind of abandons their family's aristocratic kind of lifestyle. Yeah, that's kind of, I don't want to say more than that, but this video probably will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen this movie, just be aware of that before I get into this video a little bit more. Just some cast and crew info on this movie here, Fast and Loose. Miriam Hopkins plays Marion Lennox, Carole Lombard plays Alice O'Neill, Charles Sterrett plays Henry Morgan, Frank Morgan plays Bronson Lennox, Henry Wadsworth plays Bertie Lennox, and Winfred Harris plays Carrie Lennox. This is directed by Fred Neumeier. In terms of the Blu-ray, there is a pretty good transfer on this movie here, Fast and Loose. It's not great considering it's a pretty, like, you know, 1930. It's a really old movie these days, so it's probably as best Kino Lorber could do with the movie here. So yeah, pretty decent transfer for a movie of its age. I've just made a couple of notes here for this discussion video, so apologies if I keep looking down. I'm just checking in with my notes. The dialogue, it's quick and it's fast and it's witty. I don't think I've seen a movie like this before watching this one, Fast and Loose. Really interesting, the kind of speed and the pace of the dialogue and their kind of quick wit answers back and forth to each other. Carole Lombard lights up the screen. She's not featured very much in Fast and Loose, I will say. I was kind of surprised at that in this box set here. She does light up the screen as soon as she comes on. Kind of reminded me of the first time I saw Marilyn Monroe in a movie. A couple of funny lines I've made of note as well. Somebody says in the movie, what would you do if you were called a large stiff? And the other guy replies, I wouldn't meet him socially. I thought that was really funny. Really funny line in there. Henry tells Marion women are intended to be ornaments, to which she replies, I think you're a big mug. There's a lot of stuff like that in the movie here as well. Carole Lombard plays Alice, a chorus girl, so the father of the guy she's kind of dating sort of says, like, let's pair off and get her out of the way. She's only a chorus girl. There's kind of, there's a lot of stuff like that going on in the movie. The mother finds out Marion, the other character, has called off her engagement and passes out, and somebody yells, get the smelling salts. There's some hilarious like kind of one-liners like that in there, I thought, with this one, Fast and Loose. Some kind of like cool stuff in there as well. Marion, the other character, fills her gas tank of her car petrol tank with water just to get the mechanic out who she's kind of fallen in love with after calling off her engagement. That was kind of, some interesting kind of trickery going on there by Marion, let's say. The dinner scene and the whole finale, Carole Lombard looks fantastic. She looks stunning in this movie here, really, really brilliant. There is a police raid on the restaurant, the dinner scene. A lot of people are arrested. The two wealthy, the brother and sister, are arrested. They're the kind of main characters in this movie, and the father kind of tricks Henry, who is the mechanic, and Alice, played by Carole Lombard, to marry his son and his daughter. And it's just a funny twist kind of end to it all. Like this is what the father wanted all along, for his two children to kind of abandon the wealth and kind of appreciate life a little bit more. So that was the first one up here, Fast and Loose. Next movie up here in this box set is Man of the World. This has some cool old school artwork again here on the cover. I really like this. This is actually the first of two movies in this box set that features Carole Lombard with one of her husbands, William Powell. So a quick kind of description of this one is William Powell and his partner Irene, who was played by Wynne Gibson, run a tabloid in Paris, and they make their living off kind of blackmailing Americans. Michael kind of falls in love with Mary Kendall, who's played by Carole Lombard, and kind of, decides should he give up this, this lifestyle that he's living, and should he kind of abandon it all for Carole Lombard. Technical info on this one, guys. 1931. This is a pre-code movie again. Black and white, 74 minutes long, short and sweet, 1.20 to 1 aspect ratio. Again, my player, it was saying DTS stereo track, but it's a mono movie. Cast and crew on this one: Carole Lombard plays Mary Kendall. William Powell plays Michael Trevor. William Powell was the real life husband of Carole Lombard, I just mentioned there. Wynne Gibson plays Irene. It's directed by Richard Wallace, and the screenwriter, actually Herman J. Mankiewicz, was the screenwriter on Citizen Kane as well. That was quite interesting to me checking this one out. Just a quick note about the Blu-ray here. Again, good transfer, not perfect. Quite good considering how old the movie is, over 80 years old. Bonus features on this one: there is an audio commentary track by film historian Sam Deegan. I didn't listen to the commentary track. There's a couple of trailers on here as well. Not a lot of bonus features on these movies here in this set. So once again, I've just made a couple of notes here for this discussion video. Again, this will contain spoilers, so I apologise if I'm ruining this movie on you guys. So as I mentioned here, this is the first of two movies with Carole Lombard with one of her husbands, that starring one of her husbands. They met, sort of fell in love filming the movie. This is their first husband, William Powell, Carole Lombard and William Powell, and they kind of married soon after this movie. Set in Paris, running a tabloid, kind of exploiting Americans, as I mentioned. It was kind of interesting. Again, I've written down some kind of funny lines I thought here. Guys, I don't watch a lot of older movies, these kind of this era 30s 40s stuff, so some of these lines, that's a humdinger. That was a kind of funny line I thought in there. There is a restaurant scene where I felt the music was a little bit overpowering, and they have this like giant money, like he takes out his wallet to pay, and the paper notes are huge. They're like the size of this Blu-ray case. They are giant money notes. I thought that was kind of funny. I made a note there. Tickles to death, be my guest when I returned. More kind of funny kind of lines in here. I really thought so Michael kind of shows Mary around Carole Lombard's character and sort of falls in love with her, kind of showing around Paris, kind of denounces his exploitative ways, and he's going to give it all up because he's fallen in love with Carole Lombard's character. There's a really interesting line in a discussion between William Powell and Carole Lombard's character in the movie I thought was quite interesting, so I wrote it down. I thought by telling me what you used to be, you could cure me of my love for you. I thought that was a really interesting line here in the movie. So then William Powell's character kind of changes his mind and starts kind of blackmailing Carole Lombard character's Mary's uncle to kind of pay him off through his tabloid paper, trying to create some scandal. Carole Lombard hands him a check and slaps him. Great slap across the face. Boom, it's in there. The police kind of interestingly come to warn Michael Powell's character the next day, like, we're going to be coming for you, so you better be gone out of here. I don't want to deal with you. The character Irene kind of admits to William Powell's character Michael that she is the one who has informed the police. They're going to leave for South Africa, but Carole Lombard's character Mary is going to head back to the US at this point. And the whole kind of movie ends with Michael Trevor and Irene, the Irene character, on the boat going to South Africa. He takes out the check that Carole Lombard's uncle has given him, and he kind of rips it up and throws it overboard. And I thought that was quite an interesting end to the movie here. So the final movie up here in this Carole Lombard Collection Volume 1 is No Man of Her Own. This stars Carole Lombard and another one of her husbands, her second husband, I believe, future husband, Clark Gable. Apparently she had no interest in him at the time of making this movie. So let me tell you guys, No Man of Her Own, 1932 pre-code movie again, black and white, 85 minutes long, 1.37 to 1 aspect ratio. Again, my player was saying DTS stereo, but it is a mono track. Blu-ray, good quality transfer, good enough for a movie that's from 1932. There is some heavy film grain at times, but I don't mind that. I kind of like grain in film. You guys know that here on the channel. Cast and crew on this one: Clark Gable plays Babe Stewart, Carole Lombard plays Connie Randall, Dorothy MacKaill plays Kay Everly, and Grant Mitchell plays Vane. And this one is directed by Wesley Ruggles. So just a quick description of what this movie is. Clark Gable plays Babe Stewart, who is kind of like hard shark, con man from New York. He kind of runs his course there, so he kind of heads out to oh my god, I can't even remember the town now. It's out in California. I believe, and he kind of meets and falls in love with Carole Lombard's character, who is a librarian from a small town. So a couple of notes here, guys. Again, this will contain spoilers, so I apologize if you haven't seen the movie before. This is the only movie Clark Gable and Carole Lombard made together, which was kind of interesting. I haven't seen a lot of Clark Gable movies, and kind of old Hollywood, this kind of era in movies is a bit of a gap in my movie collection and like movie watching. So I was kind of interested to really check out this kind of 3-movie collection here from Kino Lorber. Clark Gable says to Dorothy MacKaill's character, like, did I ever tell you I loved you? You bet I didn't. I thought that was a really funny line at the start of the movie when he's kind of leaving his kind of con gang, let's say. The Carole Lombard and Clark Gable scenes together are something to behold altogether. There's a real kind of electricity between the two, which is really, really interesting to watch on screen. The scandalous Lombard on a ladder scene, or Lombard on the ladder scene, pretty tame to say the least by today's standards, but at the time caused the formation of the League of Decency in the States, which I thought was really interesting to watch that scene back nowadays, to see kind of what was going on here in 1932 when this movie was released. Carole Lombard has a funny line like, you know, I have a steady date with my bed every night, and that's Glendale, California. That's where the movie is set. That was really funny as well here. They kind of get married and they move back to New York, and Carole Lombard kind of waking Clark Gable up. Yeah, get up for work, let's go. I thought it was a really funny scene, you know, because he hasn't told her at this point he's kind of a con man and that kind of thing, so he kind of has to pretend going off to work, which was really kind of funny in the movie. When they're hosting a party, Carole Lombard spots Clark Gable with his card game cheating on the card game table. I'm not too sure what the card game table is called, and there might be a word for that. She kind of spots him cheating, and there's an ultimatum kind of thrown out, and Carole Lombard's character does want to stick with him and give him a chance. And then all of a sudden Clark Gable's character kind of decides, like, I'm leaving for South Africa. Seems to be the place to be in these movies. I'm leaving for South Africa, and Carole Lombard's character kind of reiterates she believes in him and he doesn't have to go and stuff like that. Clark Gable then kind of masterminds this scheme to kind of, the police are trying to get him and they can't get him on anything, so he tells Carole Lombard, like, go home to Glendale, I'm going off to South Africa and I'll be back, where he kind of does a deal with the police to kind of, he's going to do like 9 months, I think it is, in prison for like a lesser charge, and then when he comes out of prison he'll go back to his new wife Carole Lombard, who believes he's been in South Africa the whole time, which is quite interesting. And then it's Dorothy MacKaill's character, I believe, finally meets Carole Lombard's character Connie, and that's kind of an interesting scene between the two of those. Clark Gable's character eventually returns and kind of pretends he was away, even though Carole Lombard knows he was in prison, like right across, as she looks out the window of the apartment, he's right across the river in New York, or right across the bay or something like that, which is quite interesting. Yeah, that was kind of my thoughts on the final movie here, No Man of Her Own. So kind of final thoughts, guys, on this Carole Lombard Collection Volume 1, this Kino Lorber box set. I'm really delighted that I picked this up. I picked this up a while ago and I wanted to watch these to kind of talk to you guys about the movies. I've just been really fascinated with Carole Lombard for a long while now, and I did pick up the single Blu-ray release of Supernatural. It was a 30s horror movie she was in, which is a really interesting movie as well. I highly recommend checking that out if you haven't. But I will have a link in the description to this Carole Lombard collection from Kino Lorber. Fantastic collection, 3 movies here. As I said, really interested in Carole Lombard, and I'm delighted that I picked up this box set, because she kind of lights up the screen like no other. It's kind of hard to explain. She's really something else. Fantastic actress, and I'm looking forward to kind of picking up some more of her movies here and add them into my collection. She kind of has I kind of likened her earlier on to Marilyn Monroe, but I think she has a different kind of quality, if that makes sense, compared to Marilyn Monroe, that I really like. If you have any recommendations for other movies starring Carole Lombard, please leave them in the comments below and let me know what you guys thought of this video. Have you picked up this Carole Lombard collection box set? Have you seen these 3 movies? And yeah, let me know what you think. And of course, if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you wouldn't mind, hit that little bell to get notified every time I post a new video here on the channel. Thanks as always for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you on the next one.